I'm getting the slight impression that the attitude amongst photographers has changed in the last year, certainly with regards to networking and competitiveness. In the past, I've always felt that there is a perception of competitiveness between photographers, working photographers. If somebody takes a client or has a client, then other photographers are generally either resentful, jealous, or try to undercut each other. And that photography has been very much a cutthroat industry. And even if you've got your foot in the door somewhere, you're constantly having to cling on to your clients because there's always somebody coming up through the ranks trying to take your business away from you. Obviously there's lots of different formats of photography. You've got your wedding photographers, you've got your event photographers, you've got your sporting photographers, your newspaper photographers. There are lots of different events, but everyone, I feel there was always especially in the newspaper industry, there's a lot of oh my goodness, you shot for that newspaper? Oh my God, you could be making me lose work. And there's definitely resentment amongst each other. But I think from my experience anyway, in the property photography segment, is that with COVID-19 hitting in, there's been a more a positive networking attitude amongst at least the photographers and the photography companies that I've been communicating with. So I network with Facebook, YouTube, my emails, but also through LinkedIn as well. And LinkedIn was the professional form of Facebook, I think I would call it. And the other photographers out there, I've been very positive. So if I see anybody's good work, I'm like, hey, great shoot, that looks fantastic, well done. Or what, you shot that for that company next door to me? They must be really happy with your content because that's looking really good. Pretty much because everyone's content is really good at the moment as well. Everyone's upped their game massively. Certainly in Edinburgh and Scotland. And there's been generally positive feedback back as well. Like people saying, oh, if you need any work, here's extra jobs here, or if you're doing stuff up in a different city, we can hook you up and all that stuff. And I think that one of the main reasons for everyone as a working photographer to develop these positive photographer contacts is because of the threat of COVID-19, because at some point you may be in a city which is in lockdown for weeks on end. You may contract COVID-19, may not be allowed to go for wedding photographers to go to a wedding. Well, you can't even do weddings or events. You might not be allowed to go to sporting events or music events or my industry properties where people are in and all that kind of stuff. You may not even allowed to leave the house. So with all that, you want to be able to at least provide for your contracts alternatives to just you. If it's just a single person or even a team, sometimes even if it's a team like a husband and wife photography team, if one of you gets COVID-19 or even not even ill from it but just positive result for it, legally and insurance wise you can't go to somebody's house. You need to everyone needs to expand their contacts and their ability to carry on working for their contracts even if they're physically not able to. So I've seen that with a few things, and I think everyone's also branching out with additional photography products as well. So again, my industry it used to be photos and a floor plan. Do that, you've got a job as a photographer. Now it's photos, floor plan, video. Then it's photos, floor plan, video, and drone video. Then it's photos, floor plan, video, drone photos, maybe a walkthrough video as well. Then there's live video as well. Then there's now the 3D 360 camera Matterport scan walkthrough virtual tours as well. There's a lot of products we can be providing our clients, and I think for all of us, our workload has increased for each, certainly in my industry, each property that we're doing. And I'm imagining it's probably the same for sporting events or weddings. It's not like, oh, can you do photos? can you also do video as well? Can you do a video montage? Can you do graphics on your video to show locations and all that kind of stuff? So it's everything has advanced very much. Even for the single photographer or the couple the husband and wife photographer, the small team photographers. And again, I think small team in an office, everyone's needing to network and have contacts which are out with your office, out with your family home, to just still be able to supply your contracts photography services when you might be put into lockdown. So yeah, that's just want to see, this is a kind of throw out there. Has anyone else noticed a positive change in the attitude amongst photographers regarding the business and clients and competitiveness? Because certainly I'm seeing a lot of bizarrely a lot of positivity from competitive photographers and a lot of potential additional work on the side. So people say, hey, I like your work. If you ever need any work at the weekends or something, give us a shout. And I'm like, oh yeah, if I'm ever doing anything in Dundee, if I get any contacts, you can be my man up there, stuff like that. So it's been a really good good way with that. And something which I didn't notice, or maybe I was just out of the loop because being a full-time working photographer, I wasn't really having to network that much. But I do get the impression that there has been a positive change for photographers since the COVID outbreak in terms of networking. Let me know if you agree with that, or if in your area it's become more competitive and more cutthroat, and what you're doing with regards to dealing with that. Let me know. Cheers. Bye-bye. Interested to read your comments.